I'm going to begin by going through the vegetables that go into this dalma. I have here some potatoes, some raw bananas, then some French beans, some eggplants, then some pumpkin and some pointed gourd or parval. I have cut all these vegetables into cubes, and I have taken about half a cup of each of the vegetable. Now, along with the vegetables, if you wish, you can take any other vegetable of your choice. And then I have here some drumstick greens or drumstick leaves. This is up to your taste. You can add more or less according to your taste. I like it a lot, so I have added here a lot of drumstick greens. And if you live in US, you can find this green in any Asian supermarket in the vegetable section. The next step is to dry roast split moong dal. For that, I have heated a pan and added half a cup of split moong dal, and I'm going to dry roast it on medium heat till it becomes a little golden, and then I'll wash it thoroughly, and then I'm going to cook it through. So keep on stirring it. It's very important to stir it continuously, otherwise within seconds it starts burning. And as I said, for this recipe, if you wish, you can add any other vegetable of your choice, be it cauliflower or cabbage or radish. You can add any vegetable of your choice. So keep on stirring it. The combination of mung beans and drumstick greens goes really well. So if you want to make this dalma with any other kind of lentil, it's not going to taste this good. So I would always recommend to make it with just moong dal. So keep on stirring it. Within a few minutes you'll start noticing that the color has changed. Yes, you can see here it has become nice golden. So the mung bean is roasted. So I'm going to switch off the heat. After dry roasting, I have washed the moong dal thoroughly, and I'm going to cook it along with 3 cups of water till the dal is half done. So half a cup of mung beans or moong dal and 3 cups of water, and I've added about half a teaspoon of salt to it. Now to this, I'm going to put the lid and cook it on low heat for about 10 minutes till the dal is half done. After 10 minutes, open the lid. You can see here the dal is half done, because I'm going to cook this dal completely through along with the vegetables. So now to this I'm adding the potatoes, raw bananas, French beans, the pointed gourd or parval, and the pumpkin. I'm not going to add the eggplant or brinjal to it, because eggplant gets cooked through very quickly. So by the time the potatoes will be done, the eggplants will be completely mashed up. So just to ensure that all the vegetables are intact, I'm going to cook all these stuffed vegetables a little more. So after adding all these vegetables, I'm going to cover the lid and let it cook on low heat for another 10 minutes. Now if you wish, and if it really doesn't bother you to have all the vegetables getting mashed, you can actually throw in all these ingredients into a pressure cooker and cook it in the pressure cooker and be done within minutes. But if you want the vegetables to be intact, then you have to go through this lengthy process. So I'm going to bring these ingredients to a boil, and once it's coming to a boil, I'm going to reduce the heat to low, cover the lid and let it cook on low heat for another 10 minutes. You can see here it has come to a boil, so cover the lid. After 10 minutes, open the lid. The vegetables are almost cooked and the dal is almost done. Now to this, finally I'm adding the eggplants. And after adding eggplants, I'm going to season it with 1 teaspoon of salt and about half a teaspoon of turmeric powder. So goes 1 teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of turmeric powder. Now give it a good stir, and now finally I'm going to cover the lid and let it cook on low heat for another 10 minutes. By the time the vegetables and the dal will be all well done. So give it a stir. It has already come to a boil, so I'm going to put the lid. After 10 minutes, open the lid. You can see here all the vegetables are intact, the dal is well cooked, but you can still find the grains of the dal and all the vegetables are intact. If you make it in a pot, this is what happens to all the vegetables, and if you throw in a pressure cooker, it kind of gets a little overcooked. But the only problem now I have is it's too thin, so I'm going to reduce it so that it becomes a little more thicker, because I don't like very thin dalma, but I know a lot of people like very thin dalma. In that case, you can take it off at this point and prepare the tadka, but I'm going to reduce it a little further. And if you wish, you can add a little more haldi to it, but I don't like it with lots of haldi, so I have added just about half a teaspoon. So I'm going to reduce it. So after reducing, this is the dalma that is ready. It's quite thick. So the next step is to make the tadka. For the tadka, I have heated here about 4 tablespoons of mustard oil. Oil is hot. To this I am adding 2 dried whole red chilies and about half a teaspoon of panchforan. Let the seeds splutter. The seeds are done. Now to this I am adding some thinly sliced onion. This is about half of a medium sized onion, thinly sliced, and I am adding about a quarter teaspoon of salt just to ensure that the onion is getting soft quickly. So fry it till it becomes a little golden. You can see here the onion is quite soft and a little golden. Now goes 1 teaspoon of crushed garlic. And after adding crushed garlic, I am going to just fry it for a few seconds. I don't want the garlic to burn, so once the garlic turns a little golden, add the dalma. Now goes the boiled dalma, and after adding this, I am going to give it a good stir and bring it to a boil. And I am going to add the next ingredient, and that is the main ingredient, and that is drumstick green. Add a handful of it, and after adding this I am going to cook it on low heat for about 5 minutes. So bring the heat to low, cover the lid and let it cook on low heat for about 5 minutes. So goes the lid. After 5 minutes, this dish is ready. This green takes very little time to get cooked through. It's very tender, so it's all done, nicely cooked through. So finally this is ready to serve. I have sprinkled a little jeera lonka gunda or dry roasted cumin and dried whole red chili powder on top, because this spice powder goes really well with dalma. Dalma is a very popular Odia dish, and there are different kinds or many kinds of variation of this dish. You can serve this dish along with the steamed rice meal. So do try this very delicious and very popular Odia dish and share your comments and your suggestions. We will meet next time, and don't forget to subscribe. Till then, bye bye.